Nothing can match the drama of knockout round soccer. Tonight in Music City, two teams take to the turf, but only one can continue in the SoCon men's soccer tournament. First round action between Belmont and VMI is next on the Bruin Sports Network.
I love the school. I love representing this school and to be together with 10 other guys out there.
I would like the other team to come away with, like, we don't know how to figure them out. We don't want to play them again.
To do it one last time and do what I love to do and play for my teammates and for this community and school is an honor.
It's a blustery fall day in Nashville, Tennessee, but a win for either the Keydets or Bruins would dispel the clouds of a tough season and provide a ray of hope for one team as well as a trip to the SoCon quarterfinals. Welcome everybody to ES Rose Park. I'm Wes Bowling. Thanks for joining us. These two teams, Belmont and VMI, played in this exact spot just 4 days ago. The Bruins got a 3-0 win over the Keydets and earned the 6th overall seed in the SoCon soccer tournament and a right to host tonight's match. But tonight, of course, the stakes are even higher. The loser goes home and the winner earns a trip to Greenville, South Carolina to play third-seeded Furman in the quarterfinals of the tourney. There's a look at the bracket. You can see that Mercer and East Tennessee State have earned the 1 and the 2 seeds. They're waiting in Johnson City for action moving forward. When Belmont and VMI met Saturday, the result was not in doubt for long. The Bruins scored twice in the first 28 minutes and never let the Keydets back into the match. Daniel Tweezer opened the scoring in the 13th minute. A nice goal after some contact inside the box put Belmont ahead 1-0. 15 minutes later, a beautiful breakaway. Aries Marlinson fed Matteo Bonatti. He was set free, poked one home with his left foot, and at halftime, Belmont had the 2-0 lead. Adam Volliter added the exclamation point in the 68th for the 3-0 victory for the Bruins. It was the first league win for Belmont since joining the SoCon, and it forced winless VMI to have to hop back on the road to Nashville just 96 hours later. One of these teams is on the road to the second round. Kickoff is right around the corner. It's Belmont and VMI in a postseason showdown on the Bruin Sports Network.
Here at Belmont, we are preparing the next generation of leaders by our emphasis on a practice-ready curriculum and our emphasis on service to the people.
I chose Belmont because of the impeccable qualifications of the professors here. That can be seen in the research that they've done, which has been published in many different law journals, and also the fact that their doors are always open.
That student-faculty relationship here is really one that extends beyond the classroom. We teach theory, but we also teach how to implement that theory and how to practice in real life.
They start out with your legal information and communication class. When you leave that class, you have a whole lot of experience and a lot of new knowledge about how to research and how to write.
Belmont is really getting their law students ready to practice in real-world experiences, whether I want to do criminal defense or be a public defender.
The Board of Advocates provides an opportunity for students to get out of the classroom and into the real-world application of the law.
I'm Courtney Alma from Belmont Cross Country. You can follow us all year long on belmontbruins.com. Go Bruins!
Welcome back to Rose Park in Nashville, where Belmont and VMI are almost ready to renew their pleasantries in the first round of the SoCon Championship Tournament. Wes Bowling with you. For VMI to get the job done, they're going to need help from Carson Knox. The freshman history major from Magnolia, Texas, led the team in shots Saturday against the Bruins. And he's been a bright spot for a team with 20 freshmen and sophomores on its 25-man roster. Meanwhile, Belmont will look to Matteo Benatti tonight. The incisive Italian placed 2 shots on frame Saturday and scored an insurance goal midway through the first half. He leads the Bruins in goals, points, and shots on target here in his sophomore season. On the touchline for VMI, a coach who was a standout at the Division II level, Michael Benelli led St. Mary's deep into a pair of conference tournaments before getting the call to come to Lexington, Virginia. He's in his 3rd season leading the Keydets. Brian Green coaching his first ever postseason game in blue and red. The Belmont coach no stranger, though, to tournament play. Green coached in 5 NCAA tournaments during his time as an assistant at Drexel and West Virginia, and he's in his 5th year here in Music City. Here's how the teams stack up in the stat column. You can see Belmont with the edge in every offensive category. VMI, in fact, is last in the SoCon in every offensive category, and Belmont next to last in many of them. But the Bruins have shown an uptick lately, and they've played well. They've scored some goals in conference play. They've been close, in fact, in every conference match. They've only lost by multiple goals twice in SoCon action. In 90 minutes, one team will be celebrating a historic win, and the other will be packing up the locker room. Who will advance in the SoCon Soccer Championship? We'll find out next.
Ciao, sono Matteo Bennati di Belmont Men's Soccer e voi ci state guardando su Bruin Sports Network.
It is tournament time in Music City. Belmont and VMI are ready for kickoff here at ES Rose Park. Wes Bowling with you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Again, the winner moves on to the quarterfinals and a date with Furman. Here's the starting lineup for VMI. As you can see, all but 2 players plus the keeper are listed as defenders. That's obviously not exactly where they're going to line up, but it's an indication of what VMI coach Michael Benelli is going to be putting out there today. The mentality is going to be very defensive against this Belmont team. The Bruins, meanwhile, will line up in a 3-4-3 formation. Cregan Diekema, Nate Kennedy, Matt Volstake, the back line. Nick Kramer going to be at the holding midfielder position. Esteban Listido, Nicolo Dagnoni, Daniel Tweezer also in midfield. Aries Marlinson, Liam O'Brien, and Matteo Benatti will be up top. The keeper today for VMI, as he has been all season, Broden Scholl. 1-15-1 record this year, just over 3 goals allowed, that is, per game, 116 saves. That leads SoCon. Meanwhile, for Belmont in goal, Nicolo Dini, 3-9-2 this season, 69 saves. That's second in the conference in saves. He had his 2nd clean sheet of the year on Saturday when these teams met in the 3-0 win for the Bruins. Little raindrops are starting to dot the press box as we get underway here at Rose Park. We're expecting potentially some rain, maybe even some storms, knock on wood, hopefully not later on. But one thing that is certain is the wind. It's going to be gusting up to 20 miles an hour up here at Rose Park. Right now it's blowing left to right and a little bit in our faces. We'll see if that continues as the game transpires. Leland Grant is your referee tonight. Grant, a prominently seen member of officiating crews not only at the college level but also in 2nd Division U.S. Soccer. Look at that wind gusting there. You can see it there. Grant also was a contestant on The Voice, so he is a multi-talented individual. 2 talented teams going at it today for the right to advance to the SoCon quarterfinals. We are underway on top of Nashville. Who's going to be on top of this contest? Belmont in possession to start things off, wearing their white kits, moving right to left. VMI, of course, then left to right, and their cherry red kits with the yellow sleeves. The Keydets, based in Lexington, Virginia. It's about a 7-hour bus ride over here. They've had to do that now twice in the span of 4 days. Certainly not an envious task, but when you finish 7th place, you travel to the 6th seed, and that's what these 2 teams are to close the Southern Conference regular season. Belmont looking for its first postseason win since 2008. They beat Stetson in the ASUN tournament back then. Matteo Bonatti looking to deliver some early progress toward that end, but he is cut off as he enters the 18, and the ball bounces all the way back to the foot of Matt Volstake. So far, I know we're not even a minute in, but the rhythm of this match early, very similar to what it was on Saturday. Belmont carried the action offensively, camped out in the final third, was able to earn a couple goals in the first 28 minutes, and then iced the victory after that. Here's Bonatti all by himself in the box. Defenders close on him. He's unable to get full weight on that shot, and it is saved by Schul, but still placed on target for Matteo. Bonatti has been aggressive lately. He has points in 6 of his last 9 contests. Leads the Bruins in goals with 5 this year. And again, did score against VMI. He did not score. He scored, yes, the second goal, the 28th minute. My notes were wrong. My memory was right. The first time I've been able to say that in a long time. Belmont with it in its defensive midfield here. Daniel Tweezer tiptoes forward, marked by Zachary Wiley, works it off to his right. That's Kramer, far right side now. Matt Volstake slides that one forward. Belmont looking for space again. This one poked through, chipped in the direction of Liam O'Brien, but cut off effectively by the Keydets. They'll go the other way. There's no real knowledge of where the term Keydets came from. Some people joke that it's the southern way to say cadets. That's actually on the VMI website. They say that's not likely the case. That the origin is more likely a slang term related to the military academies back when VMI was founded. Beautiful area of Virginia. There aren't many ugly areas of Virginia, I can tell you that. Lexington, nice and hilly. VMI located right across the street from Washington and Lee. A lovely college town. As Schul booms this one forward, VMI has struggled offensively lately. They've scored 8 goals this season, and their leading scorer with 4 goals is no longer on the team. Ball slid forward now. An aggressive spot for Belmont. Chipped forward. O'Brien just a little bit high. An incisive ball delivered along the goal line for the outstretched Liam O'Brien. He tried to one-touch that one at upper 90, but couldn't quite put it on frame from point-blank range. And that chance goes awry in the 4th minute. Liam, the freshman from Freehold, New Jersey, scored his first career goal against Mercer here not too long ago. And boy, he almost had his second. Reyes taps that one back. Played far forward by Duplantis, looking for the foot of Richard Quispe, but it's too heavy and deflects off his right foot and back toward the fence. These teams have played 4 times in history, including Saturday's matchup. Belmont leads the series 2-1-1. Before that, they hadn't played since 2011. Ball slid forward for Marlinson. Aries Marlinson, who had an assist against VMI on Saturday. Down the left flank to Listido, who's pushed down. And that's going to be a free kick for Belmont in its attacking third. They'll take it quickly. Marlinson. Boy, it was so quick that Cregan Deekema wasn't even ready for it. Tapped out of play by TJ Hurd. There are 25 players on this VMI roster. 20 of them are freshmen or sophomores. It is a youth movement full scale in Lexington, Virginia, as Michael Bonelli in his 3rd season there tries to get things on proper footing. They've won 1 game this year. They're 1-15-1. That victory came over Regent University from a lower classification. It was their first win since 2014. So that shows you where things are right now in Lexington, but they have a young group of players and some talent there. And one thing that Bonelli's done really effectively, I think, is to use his Texas roots to attract players from a wider geographical base. The vast majority of players on this team are from the East Coast, but he's brought in some players from Texas, 5 of them, in fact, and their keeper, Broden Schul, is from Oregon. So he's bringing in folks from elsewhere in the United States and not relying on the talent base in North Carolina, Virginia, and Maryland to supply the majority of his players, at least moving forward. I think that's the plan. Bonatti on his right foot, in, Tweezer, and that attempted cross across the face of goal goes off the side of his foot, and instead Karam shy of net. Fans, we'd love for you to reach out during the match. Send us a tweet at the handle at Belmont M Soccer or hashtag It's Bruin Time. We'd love to read your comments on the air, whether you're a Bruins supporter or a Keydette fan. Again, that's at Belmont M Soccer or hashtag It's Bruin Time. And as we get things started in the postseason here in SoCon action, we would absolutely love to hear from you. Belmont 1-4-1 in conference play. In addition to its win over VMI, drew with UNC Greensboro early in the conference schedule. In fact, in its first ever SoCon match. VMI 0-6 in the league. And they've been very defensive-minded, not only this year, but since Bonelli got there. They've scored multiple goals in only 4 of their 52 games that Bonelli has coached. But they do play organized defense. They've just struggled to get things going on the other end. They've not scored a goal in the first half this season. So if you're Belmont, I think one key to the match, we didn't touch on those keys earlier, but would be to get things brewing early. Pun it absolutely intended there. Get things started early in this match like they did last time when they went up 2-0, 28 minutes into the contest. The slight majority of their goals this year have been scored in the second half, but if they can get things off to an early start, then you've got VMI, a team that's more comfortable in defense, having to attack, and they're going to be that much more vulnerable. Space here. Bonatti, hard ball through, blistering pace. Past the run of Listido and out for a goal kick. Another threat for Belmont is, or a key for Belmont is do what they just did and send threats to the net. You know, there's an old hockey broadcaster who says that putting the ball on net is never a bad play, and I think that would apply to this match as well. On the soccer side of things for the Bruins. Speculative efforts are okay. They can deplete the confidence of a defense. Just push forward, and when you have an angle, take it. Ball down the flank here, near side. O'Brien chases after it, but it's neutralized by Jason Nunez, the freshman from Springfield, Virginia. Keys to the match for VMI: withstand first half pressure. You know Belmont is going to try to start fast. And then pick key battles, pick key moments for the Keydettes to strike. Counterattacks, that is, and this could be one of them here, as it slid really delicately through by Knox, and going down is TJ Hurd. He's pushed down from behind. It's a free kick for VMI on its offensive side of the pitch. Good ball by Knox to spring his teammate free. Knox, the freshman from Magnolia, Texas, the history major. Looks like he'll be the one to take this free kick as well. His offensive MVP of his high school team last year. Has 13 shots on the season, had a pair against the Bruins, and he may use the wind, which is blowing behind him right now, to try to elevate this ball. That's what he does. Ball headed out of the box of Olstake. Gets his noggin on it. It's back to Nicolo Dagnoni, who's able to connect with Matteo Bonatti, Italian to Italian. Bonatti takes a knock. It's a foul, and it's a Belmont free kick. Not a bad foul there for VMI to stifle a potential counterattack. And the Bruins, going into the face of an increasingly stiff breeze, push it forward. Listido takes advantage of the miscue by Knox. Tiptoes toward the box, sends a low shot just wide. Once again, a near miss for the Bruins. That time, Schul chose to sit back and just watch that one go wide of frame. He took a chance there by letting it do so, but he was rewarded. Listido with some early aggression. That's his 8th shot of the season, just has 1 on goal, though. That one didn't miss by a whole lot. We have the luxury here at ES Rose Park of looking west, which is usually the direction the weather comes from here in Nashville. And unfortunately, we do see some ominous clouds in the distance, hoping those are going to stay away, or at least will hold their fire until they pass us here. There's a whistle here, and it's going to be a foul right on the edge of the 18. TJ Hurd was going in, took contact outside the box, fell well inside it, and was pleading for a penalty there, but instead he will earn a free kick for his team in a very dangerous location, a golden chance for the men wearing the gold and red today. Knox stepping up to this one 1 yard outside the area. In the 11th minute, trying to make some magic happen for the Keydettes. Taps this one far post, headed out. It went past the outstretched arms of Deeney, who chose to lunge for that, but he had a teammate on the back post there to neutralize the danger. It will be another corner kick this time, but Belmont would much rather defend a corner than to have to deal with a free kick from that short distance. And the wind is going to be a factor here. You can see the whipping corner flag blowing left to right as Knox will step into this one. Designated kick taker close to Hurd. Now back to Knox, and the wind did drive that one out of play. So Belmont survives a dangerous chance, and that would be another key perhaps for VMI to earn some set pieces in those types of locations. And then it's more of a 50-50 situation. They've struggled offensively this year, but anybody in the final third with a set piece has a chance to create some danger. Belmont with 3 shots so far, just one of them on target, a Matteo Bonatti effort. VMI, no shots yet. Belmont gonna watch that one go out of play and take the throw. In the coffin corner, Deacoma gonna be the one to toss this one in as Belmont gets its shape back together. Tweezer battles with Knox and loses out. Clearance, Deacoma flicked back by the head of O'Brien. Marlinson coming up to it, wins the throw, but can't take it further than that. Good denial by Nunez to make sure that Marlinson wasn't going to run free on goal. Here's Aries. Tries to dummy that one through. Hits off Knox, goes out. Leland Grant says that it's a Belmont throw. Tweezer. Deacoma. Deacoma back to Daniel Tweezer. Swung nearby and then wide. Good quick passing for Belmont, trying to catch VMI off guard, but Listido cannot connect with Tweezer inside the 18. Tweezer was the scorer of the first of the 3 goals for Belmont against VMI 4 days ago. Clearance there for Nate Kennedy, the center back today in that 3-4-3 formation, so VMI has a throw on the Belmont side of the pitch. 13 minutes into the contest. West Bowling with you at ES Rose Park in SoCon first round action. The championship tournament continues for one of these teams at Furman on Saturday. Wofford and UNC Greensboro also playing in the other quarterfinal match. The winners of those 2 matches will go on to the Final Four in Johnson City as a foul is whistled there on Deacoma, who's a little bit incredulous there. Nonetheless, it's a free kick just in front of that corner flag, almost a de facto corner kick here for VMI. Knox will take this one yet again, the player to watch coming into this broadcast. Started now 13 of his last 14 matches, one of 20 freshmen and sophomores on this team. This one feels just like a corner kick, 2 yards in front of the flag. Headed away by Tweezer. VMI is able to retain possession. Quispe launches that one in, edge of the area. Tweezer battling low for the ball with Jonathan Martinez, wins out. The native of Haifa, Israel, gives it up though. VMI venturing inside the box. Sohrab Sheikh dispossessed. Can Belmont gather and try to find some real estate on the other side of the pitch? Here's Bonatti, marked by 2 men. Trickles that one over to Marlinson. Marlinson, low ball through looking for O'Brien. Cleared by the center back at the last minute. Good play by Nunez. Bonatti back in there, spins one. That's on target, but it's easily gathered. The second lightly weighted shot by Bonatti that finds its way on frame, but is easily saved by Broden Scholl. Scholl, the freshman from Portland, Oregon, one of 6 players on this team from west of the Mississippi. Ball sent far down the other side of the pitch. Tweezer can't connect on a header. Wiley gets it. VMI is doing a better job applying pressure in the early going today than they did against Belmont in their last outing. You can tell they're familiar with what Belmont is trying to do. The Bruins doing a good job on the other end, finding some breathing room but VMI's unafraid to take the ball back the other direction. O'Brien throws it in quickly for Aries Marlinson. Marlinson, who's been a superstar as a sophomore this year, has it taken away. Might VMI counter right here. Marco Reyes tries to play it to the far flank. Matt Volstake interrupts the progress of the ball. Slides one for Nicolo Dagnoni. The ball nicks off his toe and goes out of play for a VMI throw. Belmont has averaged just over a goal per game this season, 1.2. They've scored more goals this year than they have in a long time. 2012, the last time they've scored this many. 19 goals this season. And again, they're looking for their first postseason victory since 2008 when they beat Stetson in the A-Sun tournament. Long ball here for O'Brien, who looks over his shoulder, comes onto it, as it tapped away from him back to Aries Marlinson. Marlinson to Nigel Leo, who just came into the match. Slides it along the goal line now. Marlinson all the way back to Kramer. Kramer steps forward, drives his shot wide left. A clever volley effort there for the sophomore from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, but just wide of the target. You like the buildup, though, leading into that. Good teamwork by Leo and Marlinson to get it to that point, and he seared that one about 5 feet to the left of that far post. Like what you're seeing from the Bruins in the attack. Nothing doing just yet, though, for Belmont. Fans, make sure to download the Belmont Bruins Game Day app and the Bruin Fan Rewards app from the App Store or Google Play. Both great ways to follow the Bruins on the go and earn rewards points for being a Belmont fan. That's Belmont Bruins Front Row, Belmont Bruin Rewards. I downloaded the Belmont Bruins Front Row app. It is easy to use. It's functional. You can get alerts to your favorite Belmont teams. It is an awesome way. And, of course, who wouldn't want extra rewards for following the Bruins? That's what the Rewards app is going to give you. Belmont, a member of the SoCon in men's soccer only. They're an affiliate member of the league, as the OVC does not offer men's soccer. Every other sport, they're part of the Ohio Valley Conference. As the ball goes out of play, and a substitute's going to enter for the Bruins. It's Pablo Martin Virgilio. He's appeared in all but a couple matches for this team this year, and he will come on to the pitch in favor of Liam O'Brien. Belmont loses possession. Throw for the Keydets. VMI first in the SoCon and saves. The keeper, Broden Schull, has been tested quite a bit. He's worked really hard. He was the Oregon Class 6A goalkeeper of the year last season, 6A state champion as well. Remember that Portland Timbers Academy. He's from strong pedigree. Chose to go to the Military Institute across the country. Really respect the work that he's put in this year. 116 saves. Make that 118 after 2 early ones today. Dagnoni stabs that ahead for Bonatti, who plays it back now to the overlapping Dagnoni. Ball free in the box. Shot by Tweezer is stopped. The man we were just talking about, Broden Schull, gets in front of that. And Belmont's third shot on target was their biggest chance yet. What a play by the freshman. So the Bruins go back to the drawing board. Dagnoni switches the point of attack there. It's interrupted by Quispe. Forward to Sohrab Sheikh. He's a midfielder / defender who's playing the role of forward today. And now as the ball takes a touch, a whistle, and Daniel Tweezer is slowed up just a little bit here, testing that right leg. The referee, Leland Grant, stops play to allow him to work out the kinks. He gives a thumbs up to his coach, Brian Green. I think he's going to be okay to continue. Since Belmont was in possession when the referee blew the whistle, VMI is going to do the right thing, make the fair play move, and play it all the way back to keeper Nicolo Dini. No score. First round action here in the SoCon tournament. West Bowling alongside a windy, cloudy day. It feels like fall out there. You just hope the rain doesn't fall, as that ball is played out by Cooper Duplantis, who's been planted in defense all year for VMI. One of 2 players in the field to start every match for this team. Now 18 starts. Tweezer has it knocked away from him. VMI with work to do to clear. They hit one straight up into that cloudy sky. Takes a high bounce on the artificial turf, and the wind carries it out of play. It'll be a throw for Dagnoni. Cregan Dikema, the junior from Grand Rapids, Michigan, in a battle. Able to win it. Over to Nicolo Dagnoni. The Italian back to Dikema. Nigel Leo. Pokes that one. Back for Kramer. Kramer, who took a hard shot earlier, is going to send this one in looking for Matteo Benatti, but it's too far. It's going to be hard in this weather to play the ball high up into that wind. It's going to be unreliable. That time, I think the thought from Kramer was to try to get it caught up in the wind, and maybe it would cause some trouble. He hit it a little harder, though, than he normally would have. I guess wherever that ball was, way up there in the sky, the wind wasn't quite as fierce, or he hit it so hard that it was not stopped by the wind and went across the goal line instead. Dagnoni from Milan, Italy, grew up just a few kilometers away from Belmont's keeper, Nicolo Dini, in Satala, both from northern Italy. Tweezer, near side Marlinson. Marlinson into the box, marked by two players, gets by one, gets by both, plays it in. What a kick save! Broden Scholl with the denial of Pablo Martin Virgilio. Oh my goodness. Watch this one again. Marlinson does everything right, then slips it across. The left-footed effort, a sliding kick save. It's a corner kick, but it should have been 1-0, and it would have been 1-0 if not for an outstanding play by the keeper from Oregon. Martin Virgilio would have scored his first career goal. Here's the corner kick. Dagnoni strikes it. Marlinson is there, hits it off his chest. The header deflected wide. Benatti. Belmont is knocking on every door except for the one they need to score that first goal. They are peppering the net. That one deflected as once again a strong defensive effort denies Belmont of the opener. Can they answer here? Nicolo Dagnoni steps back, places this one far post. A couple of Belmont bodies were free in there, but it bounces wide of them and is cleared by Quispe all the way over to the VMI attacking third, and that's where Belmont's going to have a throw. So good last gasp defense by the Keydets to keep this thing scoreless. Their approach today might very well be to try to keep this one scoreless all the way through, get this thing all the way to penalty kicks where you've got 50-50 odds. When you look at the way their lineup is configured, when you have 7 defenders, 3 midfielders, and a keeper in the lineup, then you just wonder if maybe that's the game that VMI is playing. And so far they've been really good after Belmont has broken their ranks a couple times at stiffening back up, standing at attention, and making the play. Zachary Wiley, incisive ball forward down that near flank, was looking for Quispe, couldn't connect with him. Here's Knox, finds a pocket, notches it to the middle of the field. That's Marco Reyes, dispossessed. Benatti tugged off the ball by Wiley. The referee rightly identifies that as a foul. Dagnoni, lots of real estate here. Over to Leo. Nigel Leo, long shot off target. You like the ambition from the sophomore, but you wonder if Nigel might have been a little better off to try to connect with somebody else and keep the chain going inside the area. But Nigel had a glimpse of goal and took the shot. It was just always going to be high and wide. Scholl uses the wind to get that ball all the way to the edge of the circle on his side of the field. There's Nigel Leo. The California native slides it forward, and Belmont tries to go on the attack. Tweezer. Leo. Back to Daniel. They'll switch field. Cregan Dikema as we go under 20 minutes here in the first half. No score between Belmont and Virginia Military Institute. Benatti. Couple cheeky moves forward as that one deflect to Dagnoni in front of the corner flag. Nicolo Dagnoni. From his right foot to his left, he's trying to shake past Nunez. Now some defensive help comes along. Beautiful backheel pass. A gorgeous touch from Benatti. Dagnoni down in the box. It's a penalty. Jason Nunez got into the back of the attacking Dagnoni, and Belmont's going to have a PK to try to take the lead. A big moment here for the Bruins, and it was instigated by a gorgeous touch from Matteo Benatti, working it into Nicolo. And Belmont, looking to win its first postseason contest since 2008, has a chance to open the scoring. Matteo Benatti steps up to the spot. The right-footed Italian with 5 goals this year. It's saved. Broden Scholl again stands tall. Scholl gets down to his left, stretches out that left arm. This game is still scoreless thanks to an outstanding effort once again by the freshman. Belmont has a corner kick, but it's little consolation unless they can put this one in the back of the net here in a moment. They've scored off just one corner kick this year. Benatti, left-footed entry ball, bicycle effort from Martin Trujillo. He's pulled down in the box, but whistled somehow for the foul. There was mutual contact there to be sure. Physical play inside the area, and Shake wins the 50-50 call. It goes VMI's way, but man, what a moment for VMI's Broden Scholl. He has been sublime. 5 saves today. One of them, a diving kick at the ball. He slide tackled the ball out of midair pretty much. And then most recently, a diving effort to his left to get in the way of a PK from Matteo Benatti. Now here's Quispe on the offensive end for VMI. Sends that ball in, takes a couple dangerous bounces. VMI has found the back of the net. The Keydets lead a match for only the second time all year. Let's watch it again. Sohrab Sheikh pokes it past Nicolo Dini. A shocker as VMI stops a couple of goals on one end and then scores one of its own. Sohrab Sheikh, the first goal of the season for him. And so Belmont has work to do now. It's 1-0 VMI in the first round of the SoCon Championship Tournament, and Belmont's first ever appearance in this event in their first season as a member of SoCon. A goal scored in the 28th minute, the first of the season for Sohrab Sheikh, only the 9th that VMI has scored all year. You have to applaud the Keydets for taking a bus ride to Nashville across the Southeast for the second time in less than a week and showing up to play today. We mentioned they needed to pick key moments and take advantage, and that is exactly what they've done. They lead. At this point, just 4 days ago, Belmont was already ahead 2-0 and the game wasn't in doubt. This one very much in question. Benatti taps it back to Tweezer. The Bruins now with even more urgency than they had a few minutes ago, after they have a PK saved and they give up a goal on the other end after a clumsy defensive miscommunication. Matt Volstake taps that one over to Dagnoni. Nicolo Dagnoni chips it back to Kramer. Kramer. Left-footed connection, far side of the pitch. Here's Leo. Martin Virgilio, who just missed a goal of his own. Back to Marlinson, now into the box. The Spaniard with the cross. Bonatti goes down, still fighting for it. Ball playing pinball is finally cleared. Two Bruins were in the area there. Tweezer and Bonatti, they're still there as the ball sent back in. But cleared yet again by the Cadets. Wiley gets it out of dodge, then tries to chase it down. Hurd has it hit off his foot. Deakema wins the 50-50 and a Belmont throw. And Leland Grant sees the sneakiness there from Dagnoni, trying to step a little further forward to throw that one in. He'll step back to the center stripe and toss it into Tweezer. Long way to go, but a win for VMI would be historic. They've not won a Division I soccer match since 2014. They lead this one. Leo stabs that one ahead. Marlinson back to Kramer. Now they'll go wide to Martin Virgilio. Pablo ahead to Leo, just outside the 18. Slides that one for Marlinson! What's the call from the referee? A whistle here. He's going to check on the keeper, Broden Scholl. No word yet on whether that ball went in. It sure looked like it was going in. The linesman raised his flag to indicate that it's a goal, but the first concern, of course, is for the keeper. And it looks like they will reward the goal. That clearly crossed. The first time it looked like, if not then the second, but the whistle had come right in between those moments. They have given the goal. Belmont has tied things up. The Bruins equalize. Aries Marlinson is going to be awarded the goal, so they're going to rule that that was the effort that crossed the line. Tweezers was the exclamation point. So we are even. Let's take a look at it one more time and watch this one again, because there was a lot that happened. So Leo works it to Marlinson, a gorgeous volley. Yes, that clearly crossed. And Scholl, not exactly sure if maybe the foot of Tweezer contacted his head as he went in or what happened there. Nonetheless, we're even now in Nashville. We've got a contest. And Scholl is communicating with the trainer here. But anytime any player holds his head, of course, that's going to be a moment of concern. Now he's stretching things out, still looking at the back of his head. Last year, Belmont Athletics launched the Invested in You campaign to capture the Bruin spirit. It incorporates the core values of Belmont University: service, collaboration, humility, inquiry, and integrity. For more info, visit belmontbruins.com/invested-in-you. As you see several members of the Belmont Athletics staff there. Athletic Director Scott Corley standing next to George Plaster, Colette Kaiser. Some great folks. As Belmont getting hydrated here and getting ready during this break. Scholl, who's played every minute in goal for this team, is going to have to leave the contest, at least for the moment. The trainer came out and took a look at things. Warming up in his stead is Colby Swanson. Swanson, the freshman from Virginia Beach, was a safety and a kicker on his high school football team. The goalie is a safety of sorts, I guess, trying to be the last line of defense, just as a safety would be in football. Again, action stopped for Broden Scholl, the keeper, after he took a hard hit to the head in the midst of a Belmont goal to tie this match by Aries Marlinson, the sophomore's fourth of the year, second on the team. It breaks, well, it's the second straight game of points. He had an assist last game. That broke a 5-game goal drought, or points drought, that is. And so now Colby Swanson comes in, but more on Marlinson from Thornton, Colorado. Has been such a great addition to this program in the last couple of years. One of two players to start every game for this team in the field. And Marlinson with a huge goal coming off his assist against VMI on Saturday to tie things up at Rose Park after Belmont conceded early. The official time, 30 minutes and 2 seconds. So just 2 minutes and 59 seconds in between those two goals. Sohrab Sheikh put VMI ahead, then Aries Marlinson equalized. And now we're going to have to keep a close eye on Colby Swanson in net. His first collegiate appearance happens in a postseason affair to replace a keeper who's been absolutely on fire. Scholl saved a PK, made another miraculous stop in this half, and now he leaves due to injury. The ball played off the side of the foot by Quispe and out. As we are 2/3 of the way now into the first half of action on Halloween in the SoCon Men's Soccer Championship Tournament. The winner will take on Furman on Saturday. Belmont tied things up, now looking for more. VMI the other way on the counter. Clearance. Quispe ahead to Wiley. Wiley stabs this one, a tricky ball. Bends into the hands of Deeney. It's on frame. Another look at that shot. That one curling and bending and was a little bit tricky. Deeney got in the way though. Made the stop. Almost like a two-seam fastball there. Full stake. Low pass far side. Battle for it. Martin Virgilio into the 18. Cross takes a couple of awkward bounces before it's cleared. That was David Carlson from his center back spot getting in and knocking that one out of danger. If it had gotten past him, Bonatti was right there waiting to pounce. Martin Virgilio battling with Knox. Here's Tweezer. Daniel Tweezer, the Israeli, back to Volstake. Volstake searching entry ball there. Neutralized by Carlson. Here's Dagnoni. Dagnoni skips it on to his right foot. Then chips it wide looking for Martin Virgilio, but Dagnoni's pushed down as he delivers that pass. Leland Grant sees it, blows the whistle here, and now stops the clock to have a conversation. Dagnoni had passed it. He was pushed down hard. Watch it again as Kipe stepped forward and just kind of came into him there. And Leland Grant's going to come all the way over to the VMI bench and express his displeasure with the protests of Michael Bonelli, who wants an explanation there. And Grant is a very avid communicator, both with players and with coaches. We've seen him in the United Soccer League, refereeing Nashville SC matches. We've seen him do Belmont games. He is very quick and willing to have a conversation to let folks know the decisions that he's making. And the decision here results in a Belmont free kick just outside the area, about 15 yards. Bonelli still displeased with the situation. Directs his conversation instead to the fourth referee here on the near touch line. Dagnoni and Tweezer, meanwhile, are lined up to take this one. 12:23 left first half, tie game. Both teams with a goal to their name. Dagnoni steps up. Right-footed ball, just wide. He tested Colby Swanson, the backup keeper, who entered in favor of Broden Scholl, the star for this team. Leads the conference in saves, but who left with an injury. And right now has an ice bag to the back of his head on the bench. So Swanson almost had to make his first stop of the day, but that one bounced just wide. You can see the ice pack there. It's not a cold day, but in that kind of wind, temperatures around 70 degrees, that ice, definitely not the most comfortable thing to put on your head. Hope he's all right. Volstake charges forward here. Belmont has the luxury to be pretty aggressive with its fullbacks against a VMI team that's not known for its offensive prowess, but they have scored today. They do provide enough of a threat that you have to be careful when you do that. Searching ball forward, stopped by Swanson. VMI winless every year since 2014 until this season when they got a 4-1 win over Regent University earlier in the campaign. They're 1-15-1. Belmont 3-11-2 in its first year coming over to the SoCon from the Horizon League. Low ball here, skipped into the area. Martinez, dangerous cross, clearance by Volstake. Belmont was ready for that entrance into the area. And here in the 35th minute, this game remains even. Kramer has his long pass intercepted, but Belmont's going to go far forward the other way here. Swanson leaps up. He has the right to that vertical space, and he claims it. Bruins and Keydets even at 1. Somebody's season's going to continue. Belmont was competitive with Furman here at home earlier this year. That's who they'd play if they win, as this ball goes through just past the outstretched legs of Adam Volliter, who entered a few minutes ago. Belmont lost 4-2 to Furman, but they kept things close for a while. Goal scoring has not been the issue for the Bruins in conference play. They've only been shut out, in fact, once in September, twice in September. That was UNC Wilmington that did it most recently. That's not even a conference team, as that ball's high and wide. They've scored goals, they've just given up more. Both of those tendencies on display so far today as VMI makes a substitution. Benjamin Skibicki comes in, the sophomore from Springfield, Virginia, makes his 15th appearance of the year. He was a competitive swimmer from ages 6 to 16. And he replaces TJ Hurd, who's been active up top for this team. 8.5 minutes remain. Stay tuned. At halftime, we'll have an interview with Belmont coach Brian Green. Get his thoughts on the affair so far. Coming into the match, he talked about how, this is a team we beat 3-0 Saturday, but I told the team they needed to be ready to get VMI's very best effort because conference tournament play is just that much more intense. Whistle goes against Jonathan Martinez. Belmont will have a free kick just outside its own area. And waiting to come into the match is Jaime Geraldo Angel. Venturing forward is Dagnoni to Bonatti. Bonatti, edge of the 18 to Nicolo Dagnoni. Back to Mateo. Clangs off a defensive foot. Goes the other way and out of play. Awkward giveaway for VMI there is going to result in a Belmont throw in the attacking third, and now the substitute will come in. Geraldo Angel from Bogota, Colombia. He's going to come in for Martin Virgilio. Fans, if Belmont does get the win today, you can tune in on the Bruin Sports Network. Actually, tune in to SoCon coverage. On November 3rd, 6 p.m. would be kickoff. Of course, VMI wins. That's the case as well. So whoever wins this one will play at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 Eastern, against Furman in South Carolina. Ball sent in, and a cheeky little effort there by Volliter to try to volley that one far post. Can't get it to connect. Ball does stay in. Nigel Leo with it. To Tweezer. Tweezer to Volstake. Kramer. Switching field now to the on-rushing Cregan Dikema. Dikema splits the defenders, goes left to Mateo Bonatti, who has such tremendous foot skills. Gets to the goal line, chips that one, and it hits off the side netting and skips up out of play. Good thought from Mateo there, trying to cross it and find a teammate, but his chip was off the mark, and the shot count very similar this half to what we saw in the first half on Saturday. Belmont has outshot VMI 12-3. You can see 6-2 on goal. The shot count was 12-2 in the first half last time, so similar in that regard, but very different in the temperature of this match. VMI got the opening goal, and Belmont equalized 2 minutes and 59 seconds later. Volliter passes back to Nigel Leo. Leo ventures forward. Near flank Bonatti. Quick little volleyed pass for Nigel. Stabbed away by Jason Nunez. 5.5 to go this half. Danioni lined up to throw it in. Playing tightrope with the touch line here. Danioni to the goal line. Low cross, skips around. Tweezer works it back to Kramer, who doesn't have an angle for a shot. A tug of the jersey here, and a corner kick won by Belmont. That was Geraldo Angel working it along the goal line, who wins the set piece. Danioni, the traditional corner kick taker for this team, will indeed take this one. Nicolo had taken 42 of those coming into the contest. Sends this one middle of the box. Tweezer is there. It's off the crossbar. Beautifully placed right to the target, the head of Tweezer. But the 5'8" freshman from Israel couldn't keep it down. Watch it again here. Tweezer gets up unmarked. Had all the space in the world. And he'll be putting that head in his hands for not being able to direct the header in. But a great effort to get to that ball and give Belmont a chance. Aggressive header forward here. Dikema having to play some defense. But a whistle behind the play is going to be a free kick for VMI. West Bowling with you from Rose Park. Just over 3.5 minutes stand between us and the halftime whistle in a tie affair here in Music City. And VMI is going to have an opportunity to test Belmont's resolve here. A free kick inside the center circle, just on their attacking side of the pitch. And they're going to line a lot of folks up on the fringe of the penalty area and try to set somebody loose for a header here. Knox, the traditional set-piece taker, will be the one to take this one. The freshman from the Lone Star State has the wind swirling as he steps forward and delivers a driving ball that's headed out immediately for the Bruins. And now Belmont has numbers to go on the break. Bonatti mishits it, though, and gives it away. Mateo atones for his mistake. But the offside flag is up on the other end. Volliter was just past the last defender there. Kramer sent it through. Good sight to do so and good touch on the ball. But Adam Volliter was probably just a front foot past the last line. Too aggressive is Nicolo Danioni here on that near flank. Took the touch a little too heavily and it goes out of play. 2 VMI reserves come in. Casey Perea, defensive midfielder from Fort Worth, Texas. And Wilson Tuck is in as well, sophomore from Virginia Beach. His mom played volleyball at Virginia Tech. He's got some height to him. You imagine those might come from his genes. Reyes down the right flank. Martinez can't catch up to it. It's out for a Belmont toss. Just 90 seconds for somebody to try to take the lead into the halftime locker room. That throw catches the wind and swirls right out of play. Reyes forward, cleared. Carlson's throw, deflected by Dagnoni. 3 headers for the Bruins get that into Belmont possession. Ball driven out of play. Brian Green fields it, hands it back to Carlson, and VMI prepares for one last attack with 50 seconds remaining in first half SoCon first round action. Reyes bends one in here, creates an awkward moment for Belmont defensively. Leo tries to deal with it. Volstake is able to neutralize that. The veteran from Hamilton, Ontario with the clearance. Ball sent the other way, but wide of net. And we have 30 seconds now between us and the halftime whistle. .15 seconds to go. Belmont in no hurry here. Now 10. As this ball sent high up into that cloudy sky. And that's going to wrap up the first half of play. We are even at 1 in Music City, an exciting SoCon tournament action. When we come back, we'll recap the first half and get a word from Belmont head coach Brian Green. This is SoCon Tournament Soccer on the Bruin Sports Network.
I'm Matt Edwards from Belmont Cross Country. You can follow us all year on belmontbruins.com. Go Bruins!
West Bowling with you at halftime, 1-1 the score, Belmont and VMI here in the SoCon first round. West Bowling here with Brian Green. Coach, you talked about your team needing a sense of urgency. They come out, give up an early goal, but they got it right back. How pleased were you with that response?
The response was okay. I mean, I think we got caught with an emotional moment. We missed a penalty kick, and they respond positively. We respond negatively, and they capitalize. So, yeah, certainly not the urgency really in most of the half that we need.
What's your message in the second half?
It's about us. Like we got to control the game and dictate it with our energy and just playing faster.
Thanks, Coach. Best of luck in the second half. Tie game, Belmont and VMI 1-1 at the break. When we come back, we'll have halftime stats and a recap of how we got here. This is Belmont Soccer on the Bruin Sports Network.
Gotcha. It's been a while since I've been on these. We are getting your rolls. You ready? Going 3, 2.
We as student athletes often struggle knowing where to go for help given the stigma surrounding mental health. The Break the Stigma campaign aims to change the conversation surrounding mental health in the hopes of bettering the overall well-being of those who struggle.
As student athletes, we have the perfect platform to change the conversation surrounding mental health.
Mental health has always been really important to me as a golfer since it is such an individual sport. I've always tended to put a lot of pressure on myself, and fortunately Belmont has a great counseling services here that's been able to help me just combat fears on and off the golf course and have helped me to take a lot of that pressure off myself.
1 out of every 3 student athletes admit to struggling with their mental health. However, only 1/3 of them actually report it.
So coming into my junior year, I was battling an injury and we had a big coaching change, and my grandmother also passed away right when we got into school. And all of this compounded on top of each other. I wasn't running well. I felt pretty hopeless without my mentor as my coach. And I finally reached out to my teammates and let them know where I was at, and went from there, started going to therapy. And when I finally reached out to someone, that's when I realized it's good to have that community around you to support you.
It's okay not to be okay.
Speak up if you are struggling.
You are not alone.
Together,
we have the power
to break the stigma.
break the stigma.
#break the stigma.
At Belmont University, we believe that every student was created by God for a purpose. And we believe our mission is to help our students develop their unique gifts, talents, and passions to engage and transform society. Because we believe the greatest privilege anyone can ask for is the capacity, health, and intellect to make a difference in the world. Belmont University, from here to anywhere.
This is what we've been waiting on. Really excited about this year. We got a great team. The sky's the limit.
Our cross country team is like really close, and that's what makes us strong together.
Our goal from the day we came in is to do what it takes to reach that highest level.
We all have this dream, this idea that we want to pursue. I think that's just really what drives this team and motivates us all, just to work hard together. I'm Caleb McLeod from Belmont Cross Country. You can follow us all year long at belmontbruins.com. Go Bruins!
West Bowling with you at ES Rose Park in Nashville. 45 minutes gone and nothing decided between VMI and Belmont as we are tied at 1 at halftime. VMI got things started in the 28th minute. A goal by Sohrab Sheikh got him ahead after they'd saved a Belmont penalty kick, but Aries Marlinson equalized 3 minutes later to tie things up, assisted by Nigel Leo. Let's look at the halftime stats and see where things stand. Belmont has been dominant offensively. 13-3 the shot count, 6-2 shots on target, and Braden Scholl was forced to make 5 saves. One thing to watch in the second half is whether Scholl's able to return after he got a head injury about two-thirds of the way through that first 45 minutes and had to leave in favor of Colby Swanson. Certainly wish him the best. He was outstanding for the Keydets in this half. Just really, really good. And he has kept them certainly in this contest. Another look at the bracket here in the SoCon Championship. Wofford and UNC Greensboro already set to play each other in the quarterfinals on Saturday. The winner of this one visits South Carolina to take on the Paladins of Furman. The winners of those two games go to the semis in Johnson City, where Mercer and East Tennessee State are standing by. Two outstanding teams, both with high RPIs, and going to be hard to knock off this year. But the first step, of course, for one of these teams is to make it to South Carolina to take on Furman. A whole lot going on in Belmont athletics outside the soccer pitch. When we come back, we'll take a look at this week in Belmont athletics. We're tied at 1 between VMI and Belmont on the Bruins Sports Network.
Lived up to and exceeded my expectations in a college, just an experience here. If you want to come to Belmont to be served, then you're at the wrong place. But if you want to come to Belmont and learn how to serve, have a servant's heart, and just really step outside yourself and live for something greater than yourself, then this is the place for you.
Hey guys, I'm Dylan Windler.
And I am Darby Maggard.
And we're about to go undercover on the streets of Nashville and see if the locals know anything about Belmont basketball.
You know where Belmont is?
New York, yeah.
Incorrect. 0 for 2.
It's actually me. What? Yes. Yeah. Oh my God.
Right down the street. I don't believe you. You do not believe me. You can look it up. You can Google it.
Oh my God.
So signing off here is Willie Dindler and
Marcy Daggard. We will see you, hopefully, at the Curve Event Center.
process. We have to go through steps at a time, and we have big goals that we have to worry about growing as a team.
This year we're just all about change. We're really excited to see what this year is going to be about. We're going to push really hard.
It's time for me to step up and to lead.
Ciao, sono Matteo Bennati di Belmont Men's Soccer e voi ci state guardando su Bruin Sports Network.
Hey Belmont fans, I'm Paris Lawson and welcome to This Week in Belmont Athletics. You might say it's crunch time for cross country, the stretch run starting at OVC Championship. After receiving his Freshman of the Year award, Jacob McLeod set the SEMO course ablaze, finishing second and pacing 5 Bruins in the top 19. All told, 4 All-OVC runners and a runner-up finished to nationally ranked EKU.
It just shows every single week we've been getting better and better, and I think towards the end of the season we're going to be ready to go after some national caliber teams.
Meanwhile, Courtney Shart set a personal record in the 5K, while Claire Cheeseman was an eyelash from all OVC honors as Belmont women claimed the bronze medal.
I think we all just knew that the training that we put in all season was going to come to head during our races, and so I think we all just had confidence going in and just knew that that was our time to show them what we have been doing all season.
Shifting to men's soccer, where the Bruins will host a match in the SoCon Championships. A 3-0 Senior Day win over VMI means a rematch Wednesday night at Rose Park, the first conference tournament home match of the Brian Green era.
As I told the guys after the game, it's not the same game. Now it's a postseason game, that's different intensity, and so whatever we saw on Saturday, we have to be big enough that we're going to see a better version of whatever they have, their best version on Wednesday.
And congratulations to men's golf alumna Galen Cood, named one of the best young teachers in America by Golf Digest. Cood works at Golf House, Tennessee. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll catch you next week for This Week in Belmont Athletics.
Here at Belmont, we are preparing the next generation of leaders by our emphasis on a practice-ready curriculum and our emphasis on service to the people.
I chose Belmont because of the impeccable qualifications of the professors here. That can be seen in the research that they've done, which has been published in many different law journals, and also the fact that their doors are always open.
That student-faculty relationship here is really one that extends beyond the classroom. We teach theory, but we also teach how to implement that theory and how to practice in real life.
They start out with your legal information and communication class. When you leave that class, you have a whole lot of experience and a lot of new knowledge about how to research and how to write.
Belmont is really getting their law students ready to practice in real-world experiences, whether I want to do criminal defense or be a public defender.
The Board of Advocates provides an opportunity for students to get out of the classroom and into the real-world application of the law.
Alex Miller.
Hi, my name's Haley Baker.
Hi, I'm Conley Chin.
My name is Matt Edwards.
I'm Paris Lawson.
My name is Georgia McKee.
I'm Declan McManus
from Belmont University. The goal of this campaign is to promote diversity and inclusion.
I pledge to check out one new student group focused on diversity and inclusion this semester.
It is important to embrace our differences.
I pledge to treat everyone with respect regardless of what identities they may hold.
I pledge to check out 2 different faith-based organisations on campus this semester.
Inclusion is a team sport.
I pledge to educate people on why it's important to embrace diversity and inclusion.
With these action steps,
we can change the conversation on diversity and inclusion.
Second half action, they just kicked off between VMI and Belmont. 1-1 the score heading into the second 45 minutes as VMI goes aggressively on the attack to start things off. West Bowling with you in Nashville, ES Rose Park, the site of this first round matchup between the 6 and 7 seeds in the SoCon Men's Soccer Championship Tournament. The keys to the game coming in for each team. Belmont needed to get things going early and send threats to the net. They sent threats to the net early, but went down 1-0. The first half goal VMI has scored this year happened in the 28th minute to get the Keydets out front. VMI's key was to withstand that early first half pressure. They did that successfully until 3 minutes after their opening goal when they gave one up of their own to Aries Marlinson. The other key for them was to pick their key moments, and they were able to do so in fine fashion with that goal. Here's a low cross. That service sent in dangerously. Belmont clears it. Keespay circles that one back to David Carlson. We saw Broden Scholl, the standout keeper for VMI, leave with a head injury before halftime. He remains out of the contest. The backup keeper, Colby Swanson, is still in. Hasn't been tested yet today. Scholl made 5 saves before he departed, including a saved penalty kick. Matteo Bonatti stepped forward, and it was a pretty good penalty down toward the right corner of the box. But Scholl got in the way of it. He made 2 highlight reel saves among those 5 in the first half. And so the pressure is on somebody to step forward and make a play to send them on to the tournament quarterfinals. Remember, Belmont won 3-0 when these teams met just 4 days ago. And Belmont has led possession. They've been on the front foot for most of the contest, but VMI has shown the propensity to break out with some dangerous counterattacks when given the chance. That one touched heavily off the foot of Bonatti ahead to Keespay, who gives it up. Kramer circles it left side. Marlinson. Nigel Leo thinks about connecting with Marlinson down the flank. Aries wished he had. Now he will. They've got Tweezer running forward down that far side, but the ball's deflected. Knox battles with Marlinson. Aries wins the throw. VMI yet to get a Southern Conference win since they joined the league in 2014. But you really have to like the energy that they have tonight, especially after their second bus trip in 4 days all the way out here. So if you calculate the time that those 4 trips takes in a week's time, that's more than a day of time spent on the bus. That's brutal. And yet they came out fresh, vibrant, energetic, loud on the bench too. You would think that a team that struggled like they have might be a little beaten down toward the end of the year. They've not displayed that. Nate Kennedy swings it over to Dikema, the left back. Forward to Nigel Leo, playing in a left wing role today. Marlinson, Dikema. Daniel Tweezer, who's been a revelation for this team as a freshman, slides it forward to Bonatti, who's got 2 players behind him.
Tweezer to Dagnoni. Nicolo Dagnoni thinks about venturing to the goal line instead. Works it back out. Tweezer. Low shot here. That's on target. From the foot of Nigel Leo. Leo had an assist in the first half of the goal from Marlinson, and right there, a semi-dangerous effort. Colby Swanson gets over and makes the save. Fans, let us know what you think of this match so far. Send us a tweet at Belmont M Soccer or hashtag It's Bruin Time. Tag those. Let us know what you think of the match, and we'll try to get your comments on the air. Foul here. It was Belmont's way. Leland Grant initially pointed the wrong direction, then corrected himself quickly. And so Belmont will have a free kick in its own end. Kramer to Volstake. Matt Volstake skips one ahead quickly. A hot pass to Benatti. Benatti taken off the ball. Strong defense. Quispe the other direction. Long ball here. An aggressive through ball to try to test the back line. But it is past Sohrab Sheikh. And out for a Belmont toss. Reyes. Down the near side, Quispe. Quispe, low cross, neutralized, sent right back where it came from. Reyes can't step into it. Good denial by Kramer. And a foul here for a high foot by Quispe. Maybe a push, actually. That's what it was. Leland Grant saying he got down low and pushed him. He's not happy with the call. Belmont is. As they avoid what could have been a dangerous chance. Nigel Leo chips it ahead. Belmont going to work on that far side. Did a lot of work on the left flank in the first half. Their goal came from the right center of the pitch. As this one is skied up and out of play. The direction of the swimming pool here at Rose Park. It hits off the top of the fence and stays on the property at least. Diekema, Tweezer. Kennedy over here to Volstake. Kramer. Back to Volstake. Dagnoni. Now 6 Belmont field players have touched the ball before BMI's had a chance to make contact with it. Now they'll switch back to the other side. Kennedy leads one for Diekema. Here's Nigel Leo. Leo. They're giving him some space. He'll take it. Over to Tweezer. Tweezer chips it into the box. Marlinson turns. The shot is high. That was hit back chested by Marlinson, the direction of Nigel Leo, who skied that one the second time that he's played one well high of frame today. Not a bad opportunity. Leo showing he's not afraid to hit it, but it's always going to be hard to keep it down low when it's bouncing up that high on this turf. On grass, you probably have a better chance of keeping that one below the crossbar, but it's just so hard to do that with the wind behind you on a springy surface. Foul here against Belmont, and I believe Nick Kramer is getting in the Halloween theme and saying, "You've seen a ghost, sir." And Leland Grant agrees. He realizes he pointed the wrong direction and apologizes to Kramer and says, "Be nice to me." There's a smile. You love a referee with a sense of humor. It's the second time now this half that Grant's pointed the wrong way and corrected himself. That time, Kramer just kind of sat there with his arms out like, what? I just headed the ball. Is it a foul to touch the ball? Grant said, oh, my bad. And so Belmont goes to work on the edge of the attacking third here. Diekema forward to Nigel Leo. Leo has his pass taken off his toes. Kramer loses control. And VMI will throw it in. Grant, no stranger to the spotlight. If you missed it, we talked about him in the first half. Referee, also a contestant on The Voice. He's appeared on such shows as Jay Leno and I believe others. He's a good singer in addition to being a referee, as Belmont has a player down now holding the side of his neck. It's Nigel Leo in some discomfort here. And the trainer will jog on to take a look at him as Leo grimacing, trying to shake off the cobwebs here. And because the trainer is coming out to look at him, he'll have to step off the field for just a moment. Should have to, at least. Leo, the sophomore from Rancho Palos Verdes, California, had a couple of shots against VMI Saturday. Looks to be okay. He's jogging over here to the near flag where he'll basically just touch up and then run right back on when he's waved onto the field. Brian Green gives him a thumbs up, instructs his defense. They'll be playing a man down for approximately a tenth of a second here before they'll kick this one in, and Nigel's going to be authorized to run back onto the field. So it does require you to adjust your shape a little because he plays on the left side. But that's really the only issue that this could cause for the Bruins. Leo, leaning like a sprinter at the start line, now is led in and does sprint across the field as Belmont ventures toward the 18, and they have their effort cleared. You heard Brian Green at halftime say that he just wasn't really pleased with the urgency his team brought. Coming into the match, he had said, we need to be more urgent, especially off the ball. He said postseason is not the same game as the one we played Saturday against VMI. Everybody has more intensity, more energy in the postseason, and we need to bring it. Matteo Bonatti almost brings that one onto his head. Bonatti is 5'8". That pass was probably about 6 feet tall, and it goes over and out of play. Belmont with 15 shots now to VMI's 3. So that's a number you really have to like. And if we're being honest, it could very easily be 3-1 Bruins if not for two outstanding saves by Broden Scholl earlier. With that said, Green not at all happy that his team conceded first. It's the first time that VMI scored in the first half this year. As the Bruins get organized, Danioni throws it in, gets it back. Nicolo traverses the face of defense. Here's Leo. Far side Volliter. Adam Volliter, can he win the corner? No. It goes off his foot last and across the goal line, and just over 10 minutes into this second half, we're still tied. Knox with some good defense there. Belmont with 2 shots this half after 13 in the first. 13-3 the final first half shot tally. As they find an opening here, Tweezer's inside the 18. Tweezer in on goal. His angle cuts down, though, and he can't catch up to it. He took one too many touches, and on that turf, the ball's not going to slow down. The law of inertia says that an object in motion will remain so until it meets an obstacle, and the friction of that turf, not anything like what the friction of grass would be, as it just kept going on it. That's your science lesson for today. That's the only one I've got to offer. Hope you're not hoping for more tonight. Fans, be sure to keep your eyes peeled on BelmontBruins.com for updates from the South Regional of the 2018 Division I Cross Country Championships. OVC Freshman of the Year, Jacob McLeod's going to be participating in regionals. It's a Bruins team that finished second rather, in the OVC Championship. Both the men and the women have had outstanding seasons. The women were third, men were second, as that ball is sent across the goal line and out of play. Jacob McLeod has been the bright spot. He is absolutely brilliant on the cross-country course. Jacob McLeod, the 17th ranked recruit of the nation, coming to Belmont. Brother Caleb on the team as well. Both top 5 in the OVC championship meet. Here's Marlinson along the near goal line, slides. It's able to stay in. Tweezer's effort on a cross is slight tackled out of play for a Belmont corner kick. It's their first of the second half. And so now VMI will have to defend the corner kick and also the wind whipping left to right. Belmont takes it short, and Bonatti goes down trying to do something clever there. Knox clears. Kramer steps up. Tries to switch field. And an effort here on goal is saved. That was Volater getting the right foot into it with some pace. As he gathered it, stepped in, had an angle, good shot. And as we said in the pregame, threatening the net is never a bad play. Especially when the backup keeper is in. You never know when he might be able to give you a rebound to work with. Tweezer working hard on the near side just in front of that corner flag. Still with it to Dagnoni. Nicolo Dagnoni to Daniel Tweezer. Tweezer, low right-footed attempted shot is immediately blocked. Might have even just been a through ball in there. Either way, it's stymied by Richard Quispe, and Kramer goes back to work for the Bruins. Incisive ball here to Dagnoni, well placed. Nicolo gets it onto his left foot. Cross far post, only Keydets are there. And Carlson has no problem just ushering that ball out of play. You haven't seen Belmont quite as synchronized offensively this half as they were in the first. They had a number of really stellar chances in the first 45, and they really haven't been able to replicate that kind of crisp play just yet here in the first 15 minutes of the second half. West Bowling with you at ES Rose Park. Again, a reset of the stakes if you're just joining us. Belmont and VMI, the 6 and 7 seeds in the SoCon Men's Soccer Championship. The winner plays third-seeded Furman on Saturday on the road. VMI went up first in the 28th minute. Sohrab Sheikh took advantage of two awkward deflections inside the area. Raised his right foot at a high angle and just struck it past Nicolo Dini. But Belmont equalized just under 3 minutes later. Aries Marlinson stepped forward from way outside the box. Went top shelf, it hit off the crossbar, bounced down and across the goal line. But those two things happen after Matteo Bonatti had a penalty kick saved. This one slid forward for Volater, mistimed. Bonatti stepped forward, went toward the right side of the box along the ground, and Broden Scholl got down, reached out his left arm, and somehow kept it out. The play of the night so far, with apologies to the two goal scorers. Long ball here, two Keydets with the three-man Bruin back line defending them. Volstake. Well struck to Matteo Bonatti, who has the speed to take this one a long way if he wants to. Matteo Bonatti, the Italian. Far side of the pitch now, Marlinson. On his right foot, shot deflected. Tweezer heads it back to him. Aries Marlinson has one goal tonight, looking for a second. The ball like a magnet to his foot, somehow stays on it. Dagnoni, through ball. Marlinson struck too heavily. He had the right idea, but put too much sauce on that. And now we'll see a pair of substitutions. William Welch enters, the freshman for VMI, a forward, one of the taller players on this team. And Liam O'Brien is in for the Bruins. Liam nearly had a goal early in this game. Dagnoni forward, that pass plugged by the center back for VMI. There's a whistle. Kennedy went down hard, but much to the protest of the VMI bench, it is a foul against the Keydets. Dagnoni taps it to himself, now forward to Bonatti. Back to Dagnoni. Dagnoni, left-footed effort, always going to be high. 7 feet above the crossbar for Nicolo. Clever interplay, but VMI was going to let him do that all day long as they didn't get inside the area. Nicolo, the left-footed effort there, drove that one above the target. Dagnoni had the game winner against Eastern Illinois earlier this year, has 3 goals, leads the team in shots because of plays just like that. Marlinson commits a foul here. He was clearly going for the ball, but he also made pretty hard contact with Marco Reyes, the freshman from Houston. And Cooper Duplantis will step back behind the ball. And it looks like even from back here into the wind, he's going to deliver a long free kick the direction of the 18. That's what he does. And Dini makes a fair catch pretty much. Just stands under it and makes the grab. But you know, if you're VMI, I don't blame you for doing that. They've not really put together some strong offensive possession. They have a chance to work it into the final third and make something happen, and they tried to do it. Hard to blame them there. Another chance here, perhaps. Clearance by Kennedy. There's Carson Knox, marked by Dikema. Knox delivers across. Pretty good service, but cleared by Nicolo Dagnoni. Stepping back from midfield into the 18 to neutralize that attack. Kramer loses out. VMI forward again. This through ball near side. Quispe trying to beat it to the touchline, can't do so. Not a bad idea to switch field quickly and try to catch Belmont napping. They get the takeaway here. Reyes, cross, Dini, no issues. Easy basket catch. And now Belmont will go on the break. Nigel Leo, cross the center stripe. 5 Bruins to 6 VMI defenders. Belmont sees that and slows it down. They'll regain their offensive shape here and try to go back to go forward. Matt Volstake skips one along the turf. Dagnoni. Low ball, edge of the area, Marlinson. He turns, trying to get onto his left foot. Marlinson still with it. Takes the shot, the save, rebound given up, but cleared. Colby Swanson gets down. The freshman reserve, who hadn't played a minute all year, has been steady in his duties since entering late in the first half. Another big save for VMI. Marlinson was looking for his second goal, looking for the go-ahead. Watch it again. Amazing job holding on to that one and getting the shot off. But the save and then the clearance by Nunez. Richard Quispe goes out. He's been working hard lately. Wilson Tuck comes in for him in an attacking role. Nigel Leo goes out for the Bruins. And that's going to mean a formation change for Belmont. Sending in a defender momentarily. Make things a 4-man back line as Hassan Ramadan is in the contest at center back. Perhaps Brian Green is resting his starters, or at least Leo, for the stretch run and shoring up the defense just a little bit in the meantime as the foul is whistled in favor of Belmont. It'll be a 4-4-2 formation now. As moving Bukinya in means that Dikema comes out wide. Sorry, I said Bukinya, I meant Ramadan. Move Ramadan in to center back. Means Volstake comes out wide to one side, Dikema the other, and that's your 4-man back line now. Ball's flicked ahead by O'Brien, searching for Tweezer. Forward again, Volstake. Nods it to Listido. Now they'll skip it ahead. Listido working with Bonatti. Tries to deliver that one for Tweezer, but it's off the mark. And that's what you've seen a lot of as we're here halfway through the second stanza. Just some missed passes and miscommunications, the right ideas, but the execution lacking. And credit VMI for being tough and resilient in defense, and then here going the other way. Ball slid forward, just past William Welch, who wasn't quite in position to make a play. Deeney interrupts it.
Daniel, you're still in midfield. No, in midfield.
Matteo Bonatti. Left-footed entry ball there. Swanson ends up having to deal with it, but I think Bonatti's intention there was to just flick that one into the area and set Tweezer free and onto it. Join the action as Belmont looks to add to its championship total on the hardwood. Basketball season tickets are on sale now at the Curb Event Center box office by calling 615-460-BALL or visiting belmontbruins.com/tickets. Basketball almost set to begin, just over a week until it's hardwood time in Nashville. VMI threatening. Ball deflects off a couple of heads. Last touched by a Kedet. And out for a Belmont throw. Going up for it was Wilson Tuck, the sophomore from Virginia Beach. But that ball, well, it was good defense, really. It looked like it hit off the head of Deacoma first and then hit off Tuck. So Tuck was not able to get a square header on that. 18 shots for Belmont, now 4 for Virginia Military Institute. Bruins entry in here for Listido, knocked away. Belmont working it along that far corner flag. It's out in Belmont's favor. It's going to be a corner kick for the Bruins. Nicolo Dagnoni hoping to provide a magical moment with 20 minutes left in a tie match in the first round of the OVC tournament. Bending ball in, headed out. Tremendous defense by Welch, who used his height to get up and in the way. Full stake far post. Belmont still threatening. Chipped by Dagnoni. And the outstretched arms of Colby Swanson catch the ball at its highest point. Belmont has still scored off just one corner kick this year. They've had 6 today, and that one neutralized eventually by the Keydets. It's the best offense that Belmont has had since 2012. 19, now 20 goals this year. And here in the 72nd minute, VMI has a free kick. Carson Knox. He's been a stalwart as a set-piece taker for this team, yet to notch a point in his college career, the freshman. Raises his arms and steps forward to get into this one. Low service. Cleared by O'Brien after it hit off the back of Nate Kennedy. VMI with room here on the near flank. They'll take it. Carlson's effort deflects off Volstake, and that's out off VMI. Good defense by Belmont. Listido came back, used his body to nudge the VMI attacker off the ball, and it goes off Nunez and out for a Belmont toss inside its own final third. Volstake high into the night sky as the sun sets over Music City. 16 minutes from official sunset time in Nashville, 5:52 tonight, as Listido ventures forward here with numbers and space. Connects with Bonatti. Matteo Bonatti, the leading scorer for this team. Slides it in. Chance here in the box for the Bruins, but O'Brien hits it off the side netting. Just enough defense from Nunez there. Watch it again, Bonatti, a clever delivery, but O'Brien can't come around on it. Richard Quispe comes back in for Hurd. Casey Perea, a reserve, enters in favor of Zachary Wiley. Fresh bodies for VMI, which have just 25 players on their roster. wind whipping now as ferociously as it has all day. Up to 20, 25 miles an hour now at Rose Park, which is one of the highest points in Nashville. Right on the face of the hill, we catch the elements up here. All chipped ahead by Kramer. Well placed, O'Brien in front of the corner flag. Liam with a cross into the box. Bonatti volleys it to himself. Ponders his options. Has it taken away. And Ramadan's going to be whistled for a foul here for pushing down William Welch. That's a free kick for VMI. They consider taking it quickly, but they will likely slow this one down and once again try to deliver an entry ball into the 18 and force Nicolo Dini and the Belmont back line to deal with this. That appears to be the plan. Knox has been accurate with these all night. There are the bodies in the box. Everybody but two Bruins back there in defense. Low service, whistle, and contact inside the area there on VMI. It'll go Belmont's way. Protests from William Welch, but the referee saw him push his arm into the back of the Belmont defender. Everybody has a right to his vertical space in the area. VMI is searching for history tonight since entering the SoCon in 2014. They've not won a conference game. They can reverse that history in a big way tonight by not only winning a conference game, but winning a postseason match. Belmont looking to win its first postseason contest since 2008. In its first year coming over from the Horizon League, where it was a smaller conference tournament. Winner advances to play Furman. Under 15 to go. Bonatti heads it forward into some space here. It caroms away. It's a Bruin corner kick. Their 7th tonight. They've outshot VMI 19-3. Might this be the moment that they find pay dirt? 9 shots on goal, only 1 has gone in. Dagnoni will take the kick. Low ball, skips off a VMI head. Kramer steps forward, delivers a cannon, but it's high. Nick Kramer's not shy. The sophomore from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, has sent a couple of those high from distance today. Every shot that he's taken this year came in conference play as the youngster has really come into his own. Scored a goal last year in 15 games played as a reserve. It was the game winner against Eastern Illinois, and he was looking for a game winner there, but gravity kept, not enough gravity, I should say, to keep that one down. Two balls on the pitch momentarily. As a nice one-touch pass was played from the sideline as the throw-in was about to take place. 50-50 won by Tweezer. Flicks it ahead to Bonatti, who gets it back to Daniel. Momentarily dispossessed. Bonatti can't hang on. VMI the other direction. Out of play. Sneaky little push from behind by William Welch to try to throw Kennedy off his game, but Belmont wins the throw and no foul is whistled. And Leland Grant has a word for the VMI bench. He says, quote, "I don't want to hear it from you guys." I don't think he wants to hear it from anybody, but he especially doesn't want to hear it from a bench. So he tells the bench to settle down, and we're back underway. All the way back to Colby Swanson, who blasts this one to the foot of Volstake, who mishandles it. No worries for Belmont. Still in possession. Aggressive ball played forward by Kramer, knocked back and out of play by the Keydets. VMI has scored 4 more goals than they did last year, making progress in the 3rd year of Michael Bonelli. He was nothing if not polite coming into this. He came up, shook our hands, said hello, introduced himself. Trying to build some optimism up there in Western Virginia. At a wonderful institution, but when you're a military institution, you of course face challenges in recruiting that maybe some others don't. Entry ball there, shot, saved momentarily, still trickling around, somehow still in play, and Belmont has the lead. Matteo Bonatti with the go-ahead goal. Might it be the game winner? A sliding save by Swanson, but Bonatti was there to play the rebound into the back of the net. Volstake with the entry ball there. Bonatti headed it. It was saved. Dagnoni worked it back to Bonatti. The assist for Dagnoni. The goal for the Italian. He leads the team in scoring, and he is atoned for his missed PK earlier. And now the Bruins are just over 11 minutes away from their first postseason win in a decade. Changes for the Bruins on the wake of that goal. In the wake of that goal, Leo comes in for Listido. Marlinson re-enters. Bonatti stuck with it. His initial effort was saved. Swanson's played really well in backup duty in goal after replacing the injured Broden Scholl. But Dagnoni did the mature, selfless thing and passed it to his Italian compatriot, Matteo Bonatti, who teed up a shot that would not miss. So Belmont will go into defensive mode here, and VMI trying to save its season. Bonatti almost takes that one away. He would have been free. Instead, the Keydets with Quispe, clever ball to Reyes, will work their way now into the final third. Welch, Reyes, chips that one, interrupted by Matt Volstake. Martinez switches field. Krieg and Diekema, all kinds of room now. VMI is going to push numbers forward now, which means they'll be vulnerable on the back end to counterattacks and perhaps vulnerable enough to allow an insurance tally. Ball in, looking for O'Brien, cleared. Diekema. In for Marlinson. Aries somehow able to keep it in, but didn't have any help over there. Welch. Tall frame. Battling for it. Goes down. Foul whistled on Diekema. Under 10 to go. West Bowling with you at ES Rose Park. Belmont a 2-1 lead. Goals by Aries Marlinson and Matteo Bonatti. 2 goals after going down 1-0 on a tally by Sohrab Sheikh in the 28th minute. So Bonatti, the leading scorer for this team, now has 6 this year. And Belmont, which has dominated the shot count, gets its reward. Can VMI muster an equalizer? Not here, it's a goal kick. The goal for Bonatti off the rebound and a pass from Nicolo Dagnoni happened at 78-48. So this match was even for almost 50 minutes before Belmont got pay dirt once again. Bonatti, just a great year for the sophomore. He was the Horizon League Freshman of the Year last season. Now has points in 7 of his last 10 matches. Foul whistled by Leland Grant after Marco Reyes went over the top. Whistle here and a conversation between Leland Grant and the VMI defenders. Belmont Volleyball's next home match is November 2nd against the Gamecocks of Jacksonville State. You can catch it on the OVC Digital Network as Belmont pushes ahead for an OVC tourney berth. They'll play Tennessee Tech the next day, and that's senior day. So those two matches vital toward the end of the volleyball season, as the Bruins, who got off to a rough start, have turned things around pretty nicely, now have postseason hopes. Bonatti inside the area, heads that one high. Clever effort looking for a teammate. Cleared, but he gets it back along the goal line. Bonatti was thinking about a second goal in short succession. Instead works it back the other way where it's cleared. Shake turns and has space. Works it far side to Hurd. Back to Shake. Leland Grant gets in the way for a minute there. TJ Hurd. Forward, cleared. Kramer. Hurd gets it back. The freshman from Jacksonville, North Carolina, plays it off the defender. Wins the throw. 7.5 minutes for VMI to try to tie this thing up. Numbers forward for the Keydets, everybody but 3 men pressing forward. Belmont, meanwhile, has almost everybody behind the ball, playing staunch defense, ironclad, committed to seeing out this victory. They'll throw this one as long as they can. VMI intercepts with a volley the other way, and a foul here on Hassan Ramadan on the edge of that final third means that VMI is going to have a chance here for a free kick in a dangerous spot. And 8 VMI players now on the edge of the 18. Leland Grant having a conversation with Aries Marlinson, and I don't really know what that's about because Marlinson is easily 10 yards from the spot of the free kick here. Now he'll come forward and have a look at the wall. A cluster of red kits inside the 18, looking for a second goal. And it took Martinez way too long to fire up that shot. Instead it deflects the other way, and here comes Belmont. It's an onslaught, counterattack. Bonatti, edge of the 18. Pretty cross, but high of Marlinson. Belmont didn't commit too many men forward in that attack, though, and they've still got the nice framework of a back line ready to try to prevent VMI's counterattack, if you will. Under 6 minutes to go now. Belmont wins the throw, counting down the minutes. Stand between them and an appearance in the final 6 of the SoCon Men's Soccer Championship Tournament against a Furman team they competed pretty strongly with earlier this year. They lost 4-2 at home here October 9th, but they kept things close for a while. Played well. Bruins on the attack here. Bonatti almost connects with that one. Puts his head in his hands. A hair away from making this game 3-1. And with that, Declan Porter's going to come in. Look at Bonatti. It glanced off his forehead. If it had so much as ricocheted off his forehead, it was going into the net for viable insurance. Declan Porter enters for the Bruins. The freshman from Chicago. Will try to provide some reinforcement in defense. It's the second straight contest that he has played for this team. He's been a strategically implemented reserve, and he is stepping back in a defensive midfield role as the Bruins go all in on holding on to this 2-1 advantage. Volstake will throw. He's in no hurry. Benatti back to Volstake. Ball still in play. Maddie finds Mateo. Deflects off a couple of feet here. The referee points Belmont's direction. Volstake next to the whipping corner flag, under 4 to go now. Contact, foul outside the area. There's still not been a booking in this match. There was only one yellow card between these teams on Saturday when they played. A hard push from behind there, certainly not worthy of a card, but it is a free kick for the Bruins. And normally you'd be tempted to try to score here. Belmont may just try for that, or they could just pass this one short and take it to the corner flag and milk some time. Yep, that's the game. That's what they're going to do. Kramer's going to sit there and then play keep away, just like you did on the playground as a kid, knowing that even if you lose that game, you've milked some time off the clock. Here they go again. Wrestling match happening here. A violent game of keep away, and a free kick's going to go Belmont's direction. And Benatti loves it. He loves the grit from his teammate. Look at that high five. Sophomore to sophomore. So Kramer now will start the whole process again. Under 3 to go. He's got Volstake standing next to him. And they're going to do it again. So now, well, a whistle from Leland Grant. He didn't like something about that. And the clock's still running throughout all of this. Michael Bonelli is displeased, as you can see. He is not sure why the referee blew his whistle there, and it took more time off the clock. Now Kramer along the flag again, and again a foul. This is the game you play when you're ahead. You can do that. And it's working in the Bruins' favor as Leland Grant sprays the magic paint. And Belmont has wasted now a minute and a half just sitting here in the corner flag. Volstake and Kramer gathered again. And I'll be darned if they don't do this again. Yep. Kramer sits there. Here comes the VMI defense. There's a battle. It looks a bit like wrestling. And now it will go VMI's way for once. It is not the prettiest soccer, but it is beautiful if you're a Bruin, because you're just 110 seconds from a postseason victory. And if Belmont is able to seal that win, they'll go to Furman Saturday to take on the Paladins. At Saturday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern, as the Bruins venture forward in the attack. Looking to provide an exclamation point. Cleared by Duplantis. VMI has 80 seconds to save its season. Look at the fancy footwork here. The Bruins up 2-1, looking to make it 3. O'Brien just wide and then has it deflected away anyway. And now VMI with maybe one counter left in them this season. Tuck sprints forward, left side, intercepted. Volstake volleys it forward. This would be the biggest Belmont soccer win in a long time, if they can hold on for another 45 ticks of the clock. They've got the 2-1 lead after goals by Aries, Marlinson, and Mateo Benatti. Now 30 seconds to go. Reyes to Tuck. Hard contact, free kick, Bruins. And Leland Grant will stop the clock to address the injury with 22 seconds to go. It's Nate Kennedy slow to get up, holding that left shoulder. Michael Bonelli exhorting his troops, saying one more chance as the yellow card comes up. held up to Sohrab Sheikh. Belmont looking to keep that one more chance off the Keydets' feet. And vying for a win streak for the second time this year and a trip to the quarterfinals of the SoCon Championship Tournament. Kramer is going to step up to this. Kramer sends this one out of play. No reason to keep it in. The clock's going to run. VMI in desperation mode. 10 seconds left. Long throw downfield. Bonatti intercepts it, sends it into the night sky. And the Belmont Bruins have gotten a historic win tonight at Rose Park. They are headed to the quarterfinals of the SoCon Men's Soccer Championship Tournament after a 2-1 win over VMI. When we come back, we'll be on the sidelines with the victorious Brian Green. Final score, Belmont 2, VMI 1. The Bruins move on.
At Belmont University, we believe that every student was created by God for a purpose. And we believe our mission is to help our students develop their unique gifts, talents, and passions to engage and transform society. Because we believe the greatest privilege anyone can ask for is the capacity, health, and intellect to make a difference in the world. Belmont University, from here to anywhere.
This is what we've been waiting on. Really excited about this year. We got a great team. The sky's the limit.
Our cross country team is like really close, and that's what makes us strong together.
Our goal from the day we came in is to do what it takes to reach that highest level.
We all have this dream, this idea that we want to pursue. I think that's just really what drives this team and motivates us all, just to work hard together. I'm Caleb McLeod from Belmont Cross Country. You can follow us all year long at belmontbruins.com. Go Bruins!
West Bowling with you at ES Rose Park. Belmont victorious tonight in the first round of the Southern Conference Men's Soccer Tournament, a 2-1 victory over the Keydets of VMI. It all started in the 28th minute when VMI went out front. Sohrab Sheikh with a goal to make it 1-0 in favor of the Military Institute, but Belmont struck back. Just 3 minutes later, Aries Marlinson delivered a stunner off the crossbar and across the goal line to tie things up. That was the score at halftime, and it looked like we might even be headed to extra time here in the tournament. That is until Matteo Bonatti stepped forward in the 79th minute to deliver victory for the Bruins and allow them to move on in the conference tournament. We're waiting right now for Brian Green. He'll be joining us here in just a minute. If you see him behind me, let me know. We'll be talking to him. But first, let's take a look at the final stats now in this contest. Belmont dominant on the shot count. That's what we expected coming into tonight. We knew they'd have opportunities, and they took advantage. 24 shots to 3 for VMI. 9 saves for the Keydets. A valiant effort in goal and defensively from them. 1 for Belmont by Nicolo Dini. The Bruins just incredibly resilient, though. Attack after attack was rebuffed, but they were able to keep pushing forward. And now Coach Brian Green is with us. Coach, congratulations on the victory. VMI came to play tonight, but your team just would not relent and ended up getting that winner.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, they were relentless. They were very difficult to play against, and they made it difficult on us. And we had plenty of scoring chances. Came up short a lot of times, but got just enough to win, and it's a playoff win, which, those are tough no matter who you're playing.
The catalyst for this win, Aries Marlinson and Matteo Bonatti, they've meant so much to your team all season long. What'd they mean to you tonight?
Yeah, they're huge. Even when they're not having their best days, they open the game up for everyone else because the other team has to focus so much on those two. It opens the game for other guys.
Okay, so now what's your message to the team moving forward as you play Saturday against Furman?
We got to have a better performance against Furman. We can't come out that lethargic. Physically I thought we were okay, but mentally we were a little lethargic in what we wanted to do, and we can't do that. We won't get away with it.
Best of luck Saturday. Thanks for working with us this year.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck. Thanks. And so Belmont, a happy Brian Green, a happy team will move forward. Let's take a look now at the SoCon men's soccer tournament bracket. 6 teams remain, and one of them, of course, is Belmont. They'll take on Furman Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central. Wofford and UNC Greensboro going at it in the other quarterfinal match, and the winners of those contests will play 1-seeded Mercer and number 2 seed ETSU. The tournament semifinals and final will be played in Johnson City at East Tennessee State University. Folks, it's been fun working with you this year on the Bruin Sports Network. We've had a blast bringing these games to you. We'll hand things off now to tournament crews elsewhere, but we want to send you our appreciation for watching all season long. I'm Wes Bowling reporting in and speaking for Christian Sadler, Will Black, Jacob Lutz, and our entire crew. Jacob Lutz and our entire crew, we thank you for accompanying us for the ride this season. Up next for Belmont, Saturday action in the quarterfinals against Furman. Again, kickoff 6 p.m. For everybody here at Belmont, have a good night. We'll see you next year.